Treasure Fan Joe Puppy D back here again with my Dollar Tree pickup. So, you saw my other video, my weekly news and stuff like that. If you stayed to the end, you know what was going on with me the last few weeks. But I did hit a couple Dollar Trees. I've told you guys before, I have Dollar Trees that are, I got a Dollar Tree that's literally, gosh, I walk there all the time. It's like a block away from my house. So there's another one just down the street from there. And then there's one in my brother's hometown because I watch my niece and nephew a couple times a week. So there's one there, and there's a couple other around me. So I didn't hit up a whole bunch this time because of the family situation I was stuck in, but I did hit the one in Hollister, where my brother lives one day, and I did hit the two that are in my town that are like within walking distance. So this is what I picked up. A lot more DVDs than Blu-rays. Now, a lot of the stuff you're going to see, like I've seen it before in other videos, you're right. A lot of this, at least in my area this time, was a lot of stuff people seem to get like 2 and 3 months ago. For me, that was fine because this is stuff I wanted to get that it was like I was bummed when I couldn't find it in my Dollar Trees. So when you're going through this, you're like, oh, I've seen that one, I've seen that one. You're right. But there are a few in here that was really surprised to find. Like, I've never seen anybody else grab those. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to start with the DVDs, and I'll finish with the Blu-rays. So here we go. Grab these. Let me move this around here a little bit so I can do my thing. All right. So DVD-wise, this was one I've seen people on Coven. I've seen a bunch of people get this. But I want to get it because it looks trashy, but looks awesome. So, yeah, there's a lot of movies called Coven, too. Have you noticed that? So grab that. This is another one I've been wanting to get for a while. Everybody else seemed to pick it up. I couldn't find it, which was Gremlin. It just looks cool. It looks cheesy, but I really want to see it. And I read a few reviews on it, and some people were like, it's all right, but grab that. Another one, Blood Moon. I love werewolf movies. This is a werewolf movie. I think it takes place in the past sometime. But again, another one I was really wanting to get. Reviews were in on this one too, but it still holds up. So I grabbed that. I've said this before. I'm a big zombies guy. I love zombies. I watch The Walking Dead. I watch Fear the Walking Dead. I watch The World Beyond. I Return of the Living Dead. I mean, I'm a big zombies fan. I love zombies. I think it's my wife's into vampires. Other people are into other. I'm the zombie guy. So Anger of the Dead was this one. Again, it was just one. It's such a ripoff of Walking Dead. I mean, they tried to make it look like Walking Dead on the front here. But again, it was something that I really wanted to see, and it was here. So I remember one guy that I watched 2 months ago got this thing. So I grabbed that. The next one's here. I don't know if anybody really seen this one. Grab this one, Driven. I don't know much about it, but this guy here, I forget his name, Richard Spiegel Jr., he's on Supernatural, which I'm a massive Supernatural fan. So when I saw this with his face on there, I was like, I'm going to grab it, don't care regardless. I've met him. He's a really nice guy, and so I grabbed that. Next we have my nephew, Cobb. So I should just pick this because he thought the cover looked cool, but it's the Jurassic Games. I don't know. It looks cheesy as all get out, but, I figured why not? We'll check that out. I got that. This one I was stoked to get, and like I said, most people picked it up already, but Stockholm. I've been waiting to get this one because I really wanted to see this. I'm a really big fan of Noomi Rapace and Ethan Hawke, so I was like, I got to see this, and apparently it's a black comedy. I love black comedies, so I grabbed that. This is one I haven't seen really anybody pick up. I mean, I've seen a couple people may go through, but I really see people pick them up. And that is, it's Sean Ashmore, and it's called Darkness Falls. There's a lot of movies with Darkness Falls title on them, too. I'm a fan of his. I think it's great. This guy here, yeah, you can get those TPS reports. But it just looked neat, so I grabbed it. There's that. Next, we have this one. It got a lot of critical acclaim, and apparently it's very well received overseas. I want to say it's Italy, Italy, and it's called They Call Me Jig. I don't know, but the reviews really good about it. It won a few awards, so I figured why not. I've always kind of been into more foreign movies in like Italian. Like I really got into for a while. They're Italian horror movies. So really curious to watch this to see if it's any good. We got more DVDs here. This one only because it had Simon Pegg in it. I love Simon Pegg, man. It's called Inheritance. I don't know. It looked interesting, and again, Simon Pegg, I'm going to grab it. I mean, you can't go wrong with Shaun of the Dead or Scotty. I mean, he played Scotty in Star Trek, for crying out loud. So grab that. This one had a Vinnie Jones, Malcolm McDowell, who was in Star Trek also, and Ron Perlman, who was in Star Trek also, and it's called The Big Ugly. So it just, I love Vinnie Jones. I think Vinnie Jones is great. I mean, I remember one of the first movies I saw him in was Gone in 60. He played Sphinx. I mean, I loved it. So I usually will pick up his movies when they're around, so I'll grab that. Next we have Monstrous, which just looks like a big, like, cheesy Yeti movie or something like that. It got really bad reviews. I'm not gonna lie. I looked this up and I was like, ugh. But I do have a tendency to love these movies. Just this is one of those things where I got a Sunday afternoon. I'm just kind of fiddling around the house. I'll throw it in just as background noise. But so I grabbed that. This one just seemed kind of neat. It's the Battle of Harlem or Harlem. I know there's two A's in there. I think it's a BBC thing, but it's like, you know, swords and stuff like that. So I figured to give it a go. This one I think I have in a 2-pack, but the 2-pack, the disc didn't work really good. The compression was so bad on it that like it was hard to see the movie. So the recall was Wesley Snipes. This was a single disc rather than being a 2-pack. So I picked that up because the 2-disc set, there's two movies. I can't remember the other movie that's on that set, but the compression was so bad, it's really hard to watch. So I'm hoping this one is not. It's just one movie on the disc. Compression won't be as bad, so I can actually watch it. This one just looks really cool. I like that it had a interesting premise. It's called the Redwood Massacre. Got a lot of really good reviews on it, and some people said it's cheesy in areas, but not a bad movie. So I figured I'd pick it up. I'm always down for a cheesy horseback, especially in the month of what are we in here? October? Yeah. This next one, I remember this in theaters. I really wanted to see it, but I didn't get it. It's Suburbicon with Matt Damon. So I actually wanted to see this. I think this is another dark comedy too. So I figured I was stoked to find this. I was like, okay, I didn't expect to find something like this here, so I grabbed that. Next is one I've really kind of gotten into. I've been watching a lot of movies from the 60s and 70s lately. I don't know whether because we've been going through stuff in my family lately or what, but I felt very nostalgic for the stuff I'd watched when I was a kid. My mom would sit down and watch these things on Sundays, or my dad would be watching these things in the afternoons. And so I remember these things. So this movie's called Gold with Roger Moore. He did this thing at the height of his being James Bond at the same time. One of those treasure hunter type movies, stuff like that. But movies like this right now, I mean, because it has such a feel. I remember this stuff from being a kid, and the Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon movies would be on TV, and we'd watch these things. So I definitely grabbed that. Don't know if it's any good or not. I don't think I've ever seen it. I may have, but this one just looked kind of funny, and I'm a big fan of Galifianakis here. It's called Visionaries. It looks cheesy. I'll get out, but I figured why not? I'm a fan of his. I think he's really funny, so I grabbed that. Next, this one's another horror movie by the producer of The Gallows, and it's called Behind You. Looks kind of cool. According to the back of it, it belongs in the Conjuring universe. Okay. So, but it looks neat, and so I figured to pick it up, so there's that. Next one we got here was another one that Cobb was like, dude, you need to get this. And that is Alien Reign of Mars. This actually didn't get too bad of reviews. I actually read a couple of reviews that said it wasn't bad. It was cheesy, but it wasn't too bad. So I grabbed it, picked it up. And then we got here this one. A lot of people picked this one up earlier. The reviews aren't the best, but I like the concept. I think it's kind of neat. It's Monolith. Basically, it's a car. Person can't get in, almost like a possessed car, kind of like a Christine thing, I'm assuming. But in the reviews weren't the best. Some of the reviews just ripped it apart and said it was stupid. But a couple of reviews said stick with it, that it's a decent flick. So I grabbed it for $1, no big deal. And then the last two DVDs I picked up, and you're gonna laugh when I picked these up. So I got Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan and Star Trek 60: Undiscovered Country. So the first thing you're gonna say is, don't you own these like 20 times over? I do. I don't own these two DVD versions of it. I have other DVD versions of these two movies, but I do not own these versions. So whenever I see Star Trek at Dollar Tree, it seems kind of weird. Star Trek's a very personal thing to me. There's a video coming out later on where I talk more about Star Trek and stuff like that, but it's a very personal thing to me. So it's my one niche collection. It's not really niche. It's probably my major portion of my collection besides my movies. Where I will allow myself to buy multiple copies of the same thing, because for me, Star Trek is all that in a bag of chips, and I like to have different versions of all the movies. So I probably have 12, 13 different versions of this movie between Blu-ray, DVD, VHS. Actually, more like 14 maybe. I don't care if they're different. I grab them. They're part of my collection. It is what it is. I used to do this with some of my my regular movies too. I don't do this as much anymore. It's mostly I just stick to Star Trek. I do a little bit of Justice League sometimes if it's a really cool steelbook that comes out. But I really like I will maybe buy 2 copies of that. But for the most part, I stopped doing that with the rest of my collection. Just because it's gotten out of control. Where does anybody really need 5 different copies of Fast and Furious? No. So, but with Star Trek, I still allow myself to do that. I will grab those. It's funny. I'm looking at my shelf now with all my Star Trek stuff on there, and just, I've got 3 different versions of the Next Generation, Blu-ray and 2 sets of DVDs. The original series, I've got an HD DVD set. I've got a Blu-ray. Wait a minute. 2 Blu-ray sets. I've got 3 versions of it on DVD. I don't have them all on VHS. I used to have them all on VHS, but that's just too much. I don't have any space for it. But I do have all the single discs that first came out. Was it 40 discs that came out originally when they first came out on DVD? So I do allow myself for that. Now, these are the Blu-rays. I did get a few more Blu-rays than I thought. So these are the Blu-rays that I found. A lot of them are like reissues of things I gotten before, but I really wanted the Blu-ray in it. So this one I got, first was the Project, Humber Echo Bridge. The Project, I don't know, but it looked interesting, so bingo. This one is, again, Righteous Villains. I actually had this on DVD. It's not the best of movies in the world, but I wanted to upgrade it. Go ahead and just get the Blu-ray for $1. That's cool, so I got that. Sawa, I don't know, Kadeem Hardison. This actually looked pretty good. It got pretty decent reviews, so I grabbed that. Let's see here. Voodoo Apocalypse. Yeah, I just had to grab this. I actually have the DVD. I haven't even watched it yet, but I just upgraded the Blu-ray. I'll get rid of the DVD. I don't care. I was going to put it in with this, but then I noticed it says Blu-ray DVD combo. So, but this just looks terrible, but this is my kind of movie, so I grabbed that. Another one, same thing, Red Rage. Again, I've been putting this up. I did not buy the DVD in this one because I knew there was a Blu-ray floating around. So I waited long enough. Sure enough, I found it. So Red Rage. But as you can see, a lot of this stuff came out. A lot of you guys got this stuff 3 and 4 months ago. So this one was, I like Shane West, I will admit. And this is called El Dorado, City of Gold. I'm sure it's a cheesy, like Indiana Jones ripoff. But I do like these things. These are fun. These are mainly a lot, like I was talking about earlier about this, those old 70s movies and stuff like that you'd watch on Saturday afternoons or Sunday afternoons. A lot of stuff would be like this back in the day, so it kind of brings back the nostalgia thing. This one I was pretty stoked to find, Pirates of Somalia on Blu-ray. I was like, all right, that's pretty cool. Blu-ray DVD combo pack. Came with the slip. I'm like, all right, I'm in. So I got that. And then the last one, Blu-ray-wise, I've never seen anything like this at the Dollar Tree before. Never seen anything like this. I've seen DVD versions of these kind of things, but I've never seen a Blu-ray version of it. So it's the Western Double Feature Blu-ray. It's the Virginian with Ron Perlman, and then Dawn Writers with Donald Sutherland and Christian Slater. Love Donald Sutherland, great actor. I'm a big fan of Christian Slater. You just watched Cuffs not too long ago. If you've never seen Cuffs, watch Cuffs. But, not bad. It's a 2-pack. Which was really funny because when I walked up to buy this thing at the Dollar Tree, the lady's looking at it and she goes, well, there's 2 discs here, so I guess it'll be $2. And I go, no, it's got 1 barcode. They're all shrink up in 1. It's 1. She actually called her manager over. She's like, do I have to charge them twice for this? She goes, no, it's just the 1 movie. I mean, it's just the 1 thing. It's just because it's got 2 movies. So, but I've never seen a Blu-ray 2-pack. I'm sure other people have, but it was really weird to see a Blu-ray 2-pack like this before. Especially 2 Western movies, So that is it, what I got for this last Dollar Tree. Again, a lot of it was stuff that you guys have probably gotten 2 and 3 months ago. It just finally filled its way to the West Coast. So, yeah, that is it. So be on the lookout. Dollar Tree, this Dollar Tree wave was really weird. I noticed that some stores got like what just amounted to just boxes and it almost looked like Black Friday worth. And then some stores got like a small box. Kind of weird. I know that we're getting geared up. Next month is Black Friday. Next month will be November. I'm excited about Dollar Tree because I remember last year. You remember last year? Was it last year and the year before? Like that week of I think it was a week or 2 before Black Friday, before the middle end of November. They got it. I remember Dollar Tree just down the street from my house. their entire end cap and part of a section was filled with movies. I remember just being like overwhelmed, like, whoa. So I'm hoping that happens again this year. We'll see. I did notice a lot of more of these movies that are coming in. It's all stuff from closed Kmarts. They finally closed the Kmart in my town, which I was really surprised that thing has been here for, I think, when I was a kid. So they finally closed that Kmart. There's no more Kmarts any in my general area at all anymore. So I noticed a lot of movies are coming from those things. A lot of movies are coming from Canada. But I also noticed a lot of this stuff is coming from Walmart. So, like, you know, I do my grocery shopping at Walmart every 2 weeks. We go to Walmart because it just ends up being cheaper in the long run. But I'm not going to kid you. Where is it here? Some of these movies I've seen at Walmart before. Like, so, what is it? Jurassic Game, I've seen it at Walmart. Let's see here. Anger of the Dead, I've seen it at Walmart. I'm gonna knock everything over here in a minute, and we're gonna be like, "Hey, come on, Arena." Okay, Blood Moon, seen it at Walmart. Did not see this one, but Coven, seen it at Walmart. I've seen a lot of this stuff. A lot of those 2-packs that I get a lot, always see those at Walmart, and I'm noticing them more and more. And every time I go to Walmart, I start looking through their movie sections. I go, you can almost tell now if it says Echo Bridge on it, it's gonna be in a Dollar Tree later on. If it says High Octane on it, it's gonna be in a Dollar Tree later on. So. Yeah, I've started I'm like, okay, fine, I need to do this. I'll just go into Walmart and go, those are going to be cool, and just wait a few months, and all of a sudden, miraculously, they appear at the Dollar Tree. So, also, before I cut this off, just so you guys know, also, I did read about this. You've probably seen it too. Dollar Trees are starting to carry stuff that's more than $1. They're starting to do these sections in their stores that stuff's up to $5. My theory is, and I hope I'm wrong about this, but I have a sneaking suspicion these will stay at $1 at Dollar Tree, but these will go to $2. I bet you anything, because tell me about this. Whenever you guys have gone into a Dollar Tree, right, and to buy the movies, what's the first thing that's always gone in the movies? It's always the Blu-rays that are gone. Unless it's a really cheesy, like one of those Christmas ones, the Blu-rays are always the first thing to go. I've literally watched people walk in who've gotten into the Dollar Tree, before I have, and just swooped up all the Blu-rays and went and bought them. Didn't care what was even in there. Just flipped them for later on. So I'm worried that's what they're going to do. I don't know. I would imagine there's probably a little bit more profit to be made off a DVD than there is a Blu-ray. But I don't know how, when they send that stuff back and what discounts they get, stuff like that. But just be on the lookout. Be really careful, because they are starting to add more than $1 stuff in the Dollar Trees. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like that's like a Dollar General at this point. But anyways, that's it. Thank you guys so much for writing. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, the bell. Leave me some comments down below. Please share this video. Thank you again so much for watching this. Please take care. Always keep hunting, because again, I didn't even know this was coming out. Because of what's going on with my family lately, I haven't been keeping up with that information. Dollar Tree. I just so happened to walk into Dollar Tree because I was picking up a couple things the family needed, and I walked over the store and went, oh, there's movies here. So always be on the lookout. You never know. I met even my Dollar Tree down the road. I went down there a couple days ago, and they'd found another box in the back, and they'd put it out. So always keep hunting, because you know what? You never know what you're going to find. Please take care and be safe out there. And as always, live long and prosper.